Hey, I want to talk about Hearthstone. It is the 10th year. We're into the third expansion of the year, and this should be a showcase of what is to come with the game. But it's in dire need of some support, I personally think. So, I'm going to run through 5 ways in which I would improve Hearthstone. Now, you're thinking, who are you? Well, I'm qualified because 1, I've got a receding hairline and a Hearthstone cookbook. So, I'm a certified gamer. But, mainly, dude, I've played a lot of Hearthstone. If we quick look at my profile. Yeah, I've played a lot. We've got 2,000 arena wins. A lot of Battlegrounds when I used to enjoy playing Battlegrounds. Just generally across the board. Peep the 1,424 mage wins. We have been about. Now, when did I start playing? Is a good question. I started playing when Rastakhan's Rumble was out. Now, it's about a couple of weeks before. I loaded up the game and I saw all these single player stuff, the solo adventures, and I got into that first. And then the expansion came, and it was a time of joy. It was like, oh, all these new cards are out. I can't wait to play. And so that's my experience back in 2018. I'm 18 expansions into playing Hearthstone now. So what do I think I would do to improve the game? I first want to address actually some Hearthstone changes that they did do that were really good. They did introduce Twist, and I think that was really good. They also introduced duplicate protection. Now, duplicate protection for the packs was insanely good, and I also do think that they made a right choice in the rewards track and the move away from 150 gold a day, every 3 wins gets you 10 gold or whatever it was. I think they were good changes to move away from. On average, the game has become way more free to play since those. But number 1, I am having it so that you can get triple rewards for all, triple legend rewards, we'll call it. So at the moment, it only goes, you're legend in 1. Okay, you'll get legend. I'm legend in standard, I'll get these rewards for getting legend in standard. That's cool. But if I was to go grind wild, it wouldn't matter where I finish because I'm already legend in standard. Personally, I don't see why I'd ever play wild. I've played it before. I got to rank 9 on ladder, which I was really happy with. I was abusing Secret Mage. But the power level was too high. I didn't quite enjoy it. But I'll tell you what, if I had more reason to come back and see what the new expansions did to reinvigorate old cards, I would. Now, how would I balance the rewards? Well, I'm not just... Look, Hearthstone's a stingy company, right? Let's take away 1 pack, maybe, or 1 pack, couple of rares from this chest. But you have the ability to play the other ones. You're not getting to legend with a basic set of cards, Getting to legend in wild is going to cost... You're going to have some sort of collection to do so. Although it is favoured to newer cards, you're still going to have some sort of collection to do so. Therefore, consumers are still spending money, so it's not like give us free stuff Blizzard kind of idea. I think it actually, when balanced right, could work. Same with Twist. And also, these packs, you added wild packs to the game as a thing we could buy. If we go to the store here, packs. When the pack actually loads up, look, you have wild packs. So, in the wild format, why can't we get that? Also, I mean, if you're going to bother with the taverns, but I hate this expansion, by the way, Caverns of Time. But if you're going to have Caverns of Time, and that's the Twist format for the month, why don't we get Caverns of Time packs? And then you're giving rewards to players, but you're also not giving them the standard rewards for the current expansion, which is worth more because they're more active and more people play standard. You're giving players more rewards, but you're giving them packs they wouldn't get out their way and buy. So I think from a business perspective, it's good, but also, fuck, I would enjoy bothering to get triple legend. I might do it this month anyway because I'm already legend and I've played so much arena. But that's not the point. Talking about the twist format, let's run this back quick. Can we play twist yet? Oh, I've just covered it with my camera. No, we can't. It starts in more than a month. They delayed it again. The communication on what's happening with twist, I think, is pretty appalling. I loved the heroes format we had. I mean, I made countless videos on it and really got in depth on like the rock paper scissors style of what class was better and what I could tell people if they wanted to get to the legend what they should play. Twist was goddamn fun. Also, I loved when we had the eras one where like each day it updated for like, oh, today was Boom's Day, and then like they sequentially added in the DLCs or the expansions each day throughout the month. That was really cool. Twist being down for a month benefits no one. It doesn't benefit the company, it doesn't benefit the players. I don't understand why you wouldn't just pick a random constraint, random set of expansions. Like, even if you don't go like, oh, this month is going to be Rastakan's Rumble, you know? And suddenly people then Shivala, Holy Wrath Paladin, and then I got to relearn those matchups from 2018. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be kind of fun. It'd be better than doing nothing. But ultimately, they just have to give us anything. I think the people who are going to play standard are going to play standard. Twist is just for people that want to. I've already played a couple of games of standard today. My god, I really want to play Hearthstone, but that big spell mage keeps casting Tsunami, and it's so unfun to play against. I guess I'll go off and play a different game. Nah, I mean, I don't want to play WoW because I don't have that much of a collection. I've heard you need loads of resources to play WoW, so I'm not going to do that. But then we had Twist and we had the heroes that you just had to have one legendary to play that hero. That was fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're missing. Classic didn't work, but it did for its start, but it didn't really work. You changed Classic to Twist, and you gave up on it? Alright, we've got to number 3. Solo Adventures should be back. I downloaded Hearthstone for the first time, and I played online, and I didn't enjoy ranked because I saw how much money I'd have to spend to get into it. Now that is different with the apprentice ranks these days and the packs, the streamer packs you get when you start an account. But it still could be there for some players. What kept me playing the game and ended up getting me to 5,000 ranked wins and actually enjoying ranked? Well, I started playing the Kobolds and Catacombs DLC. In fact, I played it a little bit. So much so, I played until I got all 9 wins on it. And I started to like the game a little bit more. And then I got my free Lich King card from the Lich King DLC. And I got Frostlich Jaina. And suddenly I wanted to make an odd mage deck a little bit more. I probably spent some money on packs and I got Baku in. And then I played the Witchwood. And that got me into a different theme and a different setting. And they had some really cool heroes and hero powers. And that was fun. Done all 4 of those and beat the final challenge. I don't enjoy the Puzzle Lab. And yeah, Rastakan's Rumble, also pretty damn fun. So what happened was I played those because I couldn't afford to play the regular game, and it really made me fall in love with the game more. And once I was kind of out of content and I was bored of it, I finally gave Standard a go, and I got some of the kick that I got out of playing solo adventures and pulling off something cool, and then I wanted to play more solo adventures. I personally, there's a interesting Reddit post that's just come out. This guy, an hour ago, has read through a book called Play Nice by a Jason, I don't know how you pronounce that name, but guy that's involved in Hearthstone from the very start, Team Vive guy. and they said that Hearthstone released the well-received Dungeon Run in December 2017. The model led to endless battles for Team 5 against Activision's executives because the mode didn't bring any money or encourage players to buy card packs. Now, face value, correct. But it helps players come try the game for the first time. Fuck. I genuinely enjoy, I would say, that playing the playing Kobolds and Catacombs is way more fun than Slay the Spire. If Kobolds and Catacombs and that type of game was released like Balatro as a little independent title, it would be played. The best roguelike is in Hearthstone, I personally believe. Now, I just threw a crazy statement saying it's the best indie game. Now, sorry, it would be the best roguelike. Now, that is quite the statement, but I want to say as well, when I say that, I'm not focusing on the Catacombs or the Witchwood, because I reference them. They are good, and they're the more staple ones. They're what I started playing when I first played the game. And then we had Raskan's Rumble. But where they really nailed it, I like the thematicness of That Iron's Heist. But from a gameplay perspective, the Tombs of Terror is absolutely phenomenal. All 5 chapters, really good. I love the raid boss element. I've got all 4 wins on all 4 characters on all difficulties. Same with this, potentially. I know I've definitely got all characters on heroic on all chapters. Just gonna say that and then check. Yeah, we'll just check 2. Fuck it, we'll check 4. Yeah. I think all on random decks too. So, or at least. Yeah. Cool. I know I'd played it a lot. Genuinely, if you haven't played these, go out your way and play them. The early ones these are still good. I'm not as much of a fan of bring your own deck, especially if I'm prescribing the fact that you should play these single player adventures as a fill-in for when you don't have the resources to play Hearthstone as much as you'd want for standard, and as a thing to get people more into standard. I can't sit here and say the bring your own deck ones are good, because they are, and they had interesting challenge, and that was fundamentally, they hadn't come up with the idea of the dungeon run at that time. But from what I'd like to see in the future is no more bring your own decks, because I want to say some of the newer stuff has got bring your own deck elements, and personally I don't agree with that. I don't think that should be what I get why they do it, maybe from a sales perspective, where this guy, there's a niche card that's really good for this one boss battle, so people might craft it, but they spend more dust. If you spend more dust in the future, you're gonna have to spend more money on packs. That kind of way of thinking. I kind of get it from a philosophy perspective, but with what I'm saying with solo adventures, it would be a randomized, endless kind of solo adventure. And I think by doing these projects, we have got some solo content, but we haven't got a lot, have we? And I mean, personally, Book of Heroes is predetermined fights. They preset the draws. They preset the discovers. It's so stupid. It's not random. It defeats what Hearthstone is. So fuck Book of Heroes first and foremost for being what it is and being predetermined draws. But yeah, no, they butchered that, I personally think. But I would like to see more in theme stuff. Like we had a clear, distinct. I mean, we've had a ton of distinct themes, like Scholarman's Academy. You can't tell me that there's not some kind of like lore we could do for. I know there's no team and no one could. They don't have the money. They don't have money for a new board, so they're not going to put money into it. But dude, come on, just dream with me for a second. All the themes that we've had, the murder mystery of Castle Nathria. Oh, we get to work through like the rooms like we're in Cluedo, and it's got different bosses. And we get to find out who did the mystery, who murdered who. Hearthstone goes so in on the thematic stuff, and they just miss a trick of not doing anything for the solo adventures anymore. How can I bring new friends to the game and say, play the game? Oh, yeah, you gotta go through all the apprentice ranks and get all the packs and all that, and get them to feel fun for the game if there's not, like, examples like this that are coming out anymore. Okay, so, Battlegrounds-wise, I loved it for a while. I have 400 hours played on it. My peak was 8.9k. But my gripe with the game is it's fundamentally pay to win. Hearthstone, like the main tavern pass, is like pay to play. Sorry, pay. How do I describe it? You can pay to get quicker, but realistically, people have made, you know, Legend with lesser decks. I think by Hearthstone you can pay and you can have access to more decks. For example, oh fuck, you know, I'm sick of playing Face Hunter. I'm gonna switch to Control Priest because I've either played the game for a while or I've paid money to have a bigger collection, and I can just like interchange between what I want to play. Fundamentally, from game one in Battlegrounds, you are at a disadvantage if you do not have the extra 2 heroes, which you have to pay £14 every season for. Just to add to my point here, because I'm not sure I entirely nailed it, but one thing that I like about Hearthstone is that you could make the argument that it can be free to get the whole collection. Theoretically, ages. I've played a lot of Arena, and I've paid £17.99 or whatever it is for the Tavern Pass, so I've got the additional gold, so I'm not, like, I kind of make back what I spend on the Arena, because you only risk 50 gold a time at Arena, right? But Battlegrounds, there is no way that you can get access to all 4 heroes to start a game without spending money. I believe, from a gameplay perspective, that is wrong. I was very, very, very annoyed with Hearthstone when they've recently made epics. There was 2 epic cards. Corridor Creeper? Not Corridor Creeper, but like Corridor Sleeper. They were epic and you could access them before the expansion came out if you had the pre-order. Therefore making it two cards that were only obtainable by spending money in game for a certain period in standard. I think it glossed over a lot of people. I think a lot of people didn't see that, but I myself was very fucking annoyed to see that. So that is why you can see by the passion I'm getting now. It's just, it's so easy to offer like cosmetics and stuff like that, to add something that you exclusively have to pay for after like 9 years of having a great game, generating such community, is such a kick in the dick. When I have that in my head and I do well in a game, sometimes you go, oh, but maybe I just had better selection of heroes, or maybe, yeah, that is my point. I fundamentally find it hard to appreciate Battlegrounds when that is a metric in its mechanics. How would I change this? Because they need to make money from Battlegrounds, right? Are they not making it from cosmetics? If everyone, now hear me out, the hive mind, if every single person didn't pay for the 2+ heroes, everyone would be balanced out. But someone will always pay for it because they always want the advantage, because they're not, they're not as good, and if they can pay for that, then they're going to have an advantage over people that are better but haven't paid. I don't know, for me it's a tough pill to swallow. I played so much before that was introduced, and then after that was introduced, I I haven't. I mean, I did play like at least 2 seasons worth. I've played where like fully played, where I have paid for the extra heroes, and obviously that's why I got to 8.9k. A way I would implement is you there's like maybe 5 games a day where you have access to all 4 heroes, and then after that, if you don't have the tavern pass, it goes away. And then it kind of is like the same with the standard, where it's like you can just play 5 games a day and go up, and you're on power on the same power level as everyone else. But the same way you switch decks in standard, if you've paid because you have more of a collection, you find it more refreshing. That you can play more stuff. I don't know. Maybe my point's not getting across here. Someone ordered a Yappuccino. But I think that's a way that they could earn money, and I think it would still bring players back to the game. Like, I probably won't ever load up Battlegrounds again. I loved stealing someone's, getting a token unit on turn 1, selling it, hero power, hopefully killing a guy, and high rolling with your boy. I liked Millhouse and working out how I'd spend my money every turn and trying to go for things that weren't like refresh heavy. But you won't see me on here again. And maybe that's the same for a lot of players. So if they introduce something that was like, oh, every first 5 games a day you get 4 heroes, you might get more people on it, and those people might convert into buying into the Tavern Pass that would let you play with more heroes for longer. The streamers are still going to pay for it, and the sweats that want to grind every day, because 5 a day, say you can only play on Sunday, doesn't matter about your 5 yesterday. You're a worker and you only have the weekends. Then that's 10 games per weekend, but maybe that's when you grind, so they'll still buy the Battle Pass. I don't know. I think it's an interesting change. The final thing I would like to bring back is I'm bringing back Choose Your Champion. Now, this is a fun one, but another thing, so I've already explained how solo adventures really enveloped my love for the game. I started to appreciate how much it was less skill-based when I started to watch the esport and the commentators. We had Froden, TJ, we had, even in the newer age, oh my god, Gia is so smart, and actually her and Derek, they bring just vibes. I as a European man never even watched Grandmasters Europe. I solely watched Grandmasters Asia. I got to see my boy Possessi, Chonsu, Surrender, Bank Yugi. These names probably mean nothing to you guys, but they might do if they just kept the Choose Your Champion feature kept going. I only got to do it like once or twice, but someone told me about it. It was like, oh, I get free packs. Oh, there's Esport for Hearthstone. Oh, let me watch it. And suddenly I was back in bloody face to win. At least back when they last did it. So I mean, I don't think it's 2016, so it's not this one. This is the article I could find for it. But yeah, depending on where your guy placed, you got more packs. Make it through the first stage, 1 pack. Oh, I think you were guaranteed a pack for doing it. But like 2, and then the semis, 3. Gets to the final, 4. Wins the final, 5. It was, what a time to be alive. But they stopped. A fundamental design of Hearthstone is that there's this homebrew deck building element. Now, there's nothing more apparent than in Conquest format when people are trying to target a specific matchup and they'll add tech inclusions in that are unique. Suddenly, I'm watching a guy craft an epic that I don't have because he's trying to target a specific matchup. Oh, maybe I should craft that epic and spend 400 dust because I'm watching the esport and I want to get to the level of these esport guys, or at least I want to become there. I'm getting too passionate. I'm getting caught up in my words. But like, do you get what I mean? Like, from a marketing perspective, financial blizzard, how much are they genuinely losing if they were to give 4 or 5 packs away every esport, which is lesser and lesser these days, the esport. But maybe, I mean, that's because they shot themselves in the foot, moved away from Twitch to YouTube. But that's the Overwatch League. That's a whole nother kettle of fish that maybe I need to do my degree and finish it first before I can start talking about things like that. Really interested if I might do that as my dissertation. But anyway, I digress. The Choose Your Champion, it was beautiful. Also, it converts on that after. It's like, I'm not just playing the game. I'm not just watching the esport. Oh, Firebat just played. Fuck, let me check out Firebat's channel. I'm just going to say it, rest in peace, Firebat. I guess the whole Zalayan Purple drama just really put the nail in the coffin of a man that really didn't want to keep playing and streaming. But, you never... It's not that you're gone, it's that you never said goodbye. Anyway. But I then go check out your content streamers. And why is that good? Well, that's because you have a creator program. You invite people to kill the joy of your new expansions by having preset releases where you talk about the new set coming out. If you're that cared for your dudes that you want to have this in here, where you gotta have plus 5,000 YouTube subscribers, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. First time I've ever actually dropped that in a video. We're almost at 100. But, dude, look, I'm no seagull talking about State of Overwatch, which is probably one of the most iconic videos in Overwatch history. But I really fear for the game, and it feels right in the 10th year with the expansions coming out in 4 days. We might not get a new board. The backlash would say we should do, but we might not get a new board. We might not get a cinematic. And this big build-up for what's going to be the 3rd expansion of the 10th year, it could be very underwhelming. More design went into a Ragnaros skin. And if they just did these stupid menial things, like pick your champion again, the love would come back for the game. I truly believe love would come back for the game more. You'd build more of a community element. Fuck it. Number 6 that I wasn't actually going to add to this, but this is a little bonus one. I am taking away the pre-release Fireside Gathering things. You know, the we're gonna have all the streamers and they're gonna play in events and play all the cards 1 month like 2 weeks early. They're gonna string loads of videos together 2 weeks early, because I think that the staggered approach of content over those 2 weeks takes away from the joy, the burst of energy. Oh my god, the Hearthstone expansion comes out today. Fuck, I want to buy some packs. Or it's, the meta's already solved and then I've got most of the warrior cards. It clearly is the best deck. I've watched Day 9 play with it. Well, I'll create the rares and then go on my day. I don't need to buy any packs. Hear that, Blizzard? I don't need to buy packs. If you need the creator event to bolster excitement for the new expansion, then I believe you have not marketed it right, and you should look at doing anything else I've suggested. Right, let's say we have a fucking 2 weeks before the expansion comes out, the solo adventure comes out, and guess what you can do in that solo adventure? Play with the new cards. I love what they're doing in Arena, and they're adding the new expansion that's going to come out. They add those cards into Arena before the expansion drops. That's really cool. That's helping Arena's growth. Yes, but without the solo adventures that maybe come out beforehand, like, how much are we paying all the boys to get in on it? How much is that budget? Oh. Okay, yeah, it's going to be cheaper to get all the content creators, I think. I'm not going to make that point. Then make a fucking solo adventure. But how hard is it to reskin catacombs and kobolds with a little bit more flavour? 35 minutes. Record, I'm going to edit this down so it's a lot less, but it's 35 minutes of ranting. But I would say that they are 5 things I would change. Plus a bonus 6. Fuck. I'm still saying Fireside Gathering, rip those packs open. That's fun. You rip your packs beforehand in the Fireside Gathering. Oh, what have I packed? Oh, let me create some deck lists. So on 6 PM Thursday or Tuesday, they kind of change them sometimes. I can get out there and I can play my shit. Oh, that would be fun. But guess what? I kind of already know. Oh, Fireside Gathering, I packed like 3 legendaries that are all awful. I've just watched someone make a deck of them and they got farmed every game and they couldn't even make a YouTube video where it looked relatively exciting. Awesome. I don't know, man. That's just me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this rant. I'm gonna... yeah. Thank you very much for watching.